Thank you so much for joining us today. We are going to be doing a gentle floor exercise, and we will be also incorporating some restorative poses. So make sure that you have a water bottle and that you also have a prop, such as a very firm pillow. If you don't have a firm pillow, get two pillows. And certainly, if you have a yoga bolster, then that is ideal. Grab a yoga bolster as well and enjoy. Let's get started. And of course, make sure that you have water because that is super important. Good. Give you a minute to get that pillow and everything situated. Fantastic. So once you have your pillow and your water, you're going to come to your mat and lay down. Just lay down on your back. And since we do have the pillow as a prop today, we don't always have this, but you are always welcome to bring it to class with you. You can put the pillow underneath your knees if you think that perhaps might feel good to you. I know whenever there's low back discomfort, giving your knees a little bit of support, a little bit of love, as I would say, can help relieve some pain in the low back. And if you lay flat and your low back is still bothering you, then you are just going to put your feet flat on the floor, actually, and have your knees bent. And that gives even more release to the low back. Once you get down, you get situated. Let your arms rest by your sides, and you're just going to allow your eyes to gently close. I like to start my classes with 3 sighs. So, 3 times, you're going to breathe in through the nose and just open your mouth and sigh really, really big, really loud. And with each sigh, feel yourself getting a little heavier. And I always say to take your time with the breathing. But after you finish those 3 sighs, you're going to go back to breathing in and out just through the nose. And for right now, feel where in the torso your breath is most noticeable. Is it in the belly? Is it in the chest? Where do you feel the breath the most? What part of the body is moving more as you breathe in and out? And you'll notice that just by bringing your attention to the breath, it often gets deeper, begins to change all on its own. But now you're going to bring some intention to that and start to deepen the breath so that when you breathe in, you're trying to breathe also into the side body. Think of breathing laterally, horizontally, so that the side ribs begin to expand to the left and to the right. just like the front ribs are lifting. And if this is one of your first few times doing this type of breath, it is normal for it to feel a little different because it is. Rarely do we walk around breathing into the side body. We breathe predominantly into the front body. You're going to start to open the other spaces up. Now, if you're getting into that horizontal breath and it feels comfortable, and you feel like perhaps you can widen the breath even more, then you're going to also begin to incorporate the back body. Okay, so the breath comes into the front body naturally, easily. Breathe into the side, breathe into the back ribs, the shoulder blades. And remember that you are physically three-dimensional. And so your breath can also expand three-dimensionally. We'll do this for just about a minute more, but we're going to return back to it throughout our practice today. Just observe how it feels. Very nice. Go ahead and start to wiggle your fingers and your toes a bit, bringing a little movement back into your body. And then start to just roll the wrists and ankles in circles. And then reverse those circles, bring it around the other direction. Beautiful. All righty. So you're going to move that pillow. Just move it over to the side. We're going to use it again in a little bit. And bend your knees. Let your feet are flat on the floor. They're about hip distance apart here. And by all means, you can keep your eyes closed if that feels really comfortable to you, or you can open your eyes if you prefer to open the eyes. And we're just going to open the shoulders a little bit here. So as you inhale, we're going to do both shoulders, both arms together. You're going to inhale, lift your arms up so that the fingertips are pointing up towards the ceiling. And then bring the arms back down. And then exhale. So you're going to inhale, lift those arms, fingertips point towards the ceiling. Exhale, make the pinky fingers touch the mat. Just do this here a few times. All right, and this next time that your arms lift up, I want you to keep them up. And now you're going to reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling. So you're going to feel your shoulders come away from the mat, away from the floor. And the shoulder blades start to pull away from the spine. It's a small movement, it's not big. And then you're going to let the shoulders come back down. Draw the shoulders down towards the floor. Let the shoulder blades come in towards the spine again. And then do that again. You're reaching up towards the ceiling with the fingertips. Shoulders come off the mat. Head stays down. Neck stays relaxed. And then bring those shoulders back down. We're going through protraction and retraction. The shoulder blades here. Let's do that one more time. Reach those fingertips up nice and high. Shoulders come off the mat and neck stays relaxed. And then go ahead and bring it all the way back down. Good. Take the pinky fingers, let them touch the mat. You can stay in that same range of motion, or if you want to go a little further for more stretch, now you're going to inhale, lift the arms. Maybe they come up over the head. Maybe the thumbs touch the floor above your head. And then as you exhale, arms come back down. Okay, so you're moving just to where your most comfortable space is. Don't go further than your body says it needs to go. And then one additional thing to pay attention to here is as you're reaching those arms, if they're coming up over your head, notice your body's desire to arch your back, okay? To let those front ribs splay, to let the low back come away from the mat. Try to resist all of that. Keep the low ribs in, keep the low back pressing down to the floor. You're going to feel a little bit of abdominal engagement here. That's great. And we're going to do one more, just like this. Wonderful. All right, so go ahead and now roll onto your right side. Your knees will be bent and just stack the legs on top of each other. Reach your right arm straight out to the side, right? Height of the shoulder. And then reach your left hand and place the left hand on top. Okay, if this is uncomfortable for your head, you're welcome to put your head on a pillow. Okay? We don't always have that prop when we do our classes, but today we do. All right, so you're gonna take your left fingertips, pull them past the right fingertips. So you're going back into that same action of the shoulder blade coming away from the spine. Good. Now go ahead and inhale. Slide your left hand across the body, open up into a T-twist. So the knees are to the right, but the arms are out to each side. Good. Slowly bring that left arm back over to its starting position. Reach the left fingertips past the right fingertips and then slowly come into that T-twist. Good. As you exhale, you start to bring that left arm all the way back. So we're going to do it just like that. One more time. Reach the left fingertips away from the right and then reverse that. Open up into the T-twist. You can keep doing the same action on the exhale, or if you want a little more stretch in the chest and in the shoulders, you're going to walk your fingertips on the floor, up over the head, around, and back to the right hand. You choose what's better for you. Okay. I'm going to let you move with your breath at your pace here. Every inhale, opening up, sliding that left arm across the chest. Every exhale, making your way back to that starting position in whatever way is better for you. Good. This next time that you open up into that T-twist, as I call it, you're going to stay there. You're just going to take a few deep breaths. Be sure to breathe again, three-dimensionally, not just in the front body. Open it up. This is a nice stretch for the shoulder, for the chest, or the low back. Good. Go ahead and bring that left hand back to the starting position in the right hand. Roll onto your back and then hug the knees to the chest. And we're just going to give a little rock and roll. So a little rock side to side. Maybe you feel the left side of the low back might feel a little different than the right side of the low back as you're rocking the knees left to right. And then just give the knees a little roll in a circle here. And reverse that circle other direction. So I know for me personally, I can feel a big difference right now in my left side of my low back and my right side. Right side feels much stiffer. Good. And now, of course, we're going to do the other side. So roll onto the left side now. Knees are bent. And reach that left arm straight out, shoulder height. You want to use that pillow for support of your head, you can. Otherwise, you just let the head rest on the floor. And then the right hand comes into the right palm. We're going to start reaching that right hand away from the body, past the left fingertips. As you inhale, slide it up the arm, across the chest, open into this nice big T twist. Then as you exhale, you bring it back to the left fingertips. And you repeat that a couple times. Reach the right fingertips away from the body. And then go ahead and inhale, open it up into that T stretch. And as you exhale, bring it back over the body. One more just like that. Reach the right fingertips away. And then inhale, slide it across the chest. Open it up. And as you exhale, bring it back. Good. Reach the right fingertips away from the body. It's protraction of the shoulder blade. And then inhale, open it up. If you want to involve that deeper chest and shoulder stretch, start to walk your fingertips up over the head, trying to stay on the carpet or on the floor as long as possible, coming back to that starting position. Always start with that protraction. Reach the right fingertips away. Open it back up on an inhalation. Right, your breath, your pace. Exhaling, always making your way back to that starting position. And this last time, we're staying in this nice twist, keeping the right arm out to the right, left arm out to the left. Breathe three-dimensionally, so open up. Awesome. Make your way back to the starting point and then roll onto your back again. Good. Bring the knees into the chest. Rock it a little side to side. Hopefully you feel some release through the low back area. Then go ahead and place both your feet down onto the mat. Bring them about mat distance apart. Arms are going to come down by your side. And you want to flex the feet. So what I mean by that is the toes lift up, balls of the feet lift up, but the heels stay down. And you're just going to start to windshield wiper the knees side to side. So this is a really nice release for the spine, nice stretch. You want a little more stretch in the shoulders here or in the chest. You can reach your arms out to the side like that T stretch we were doing a moment ago. And you can even turn your palms up, and that will help deepen the stretch a bit. All right, bring it back to center and bring the right knee in towards your chest. Keep your left knee bent. The foot is going to be in line with your left hip now. Right knee's drawing into the chest. Couple big breaths here. All right, we're going to make our way into pigeon pose on this right side. So go ahead and cross your right ankle around your left knee, across your left knee, and you're going to flex your right foot. Good. And reach through. See if you can grab the back of your left thigh here. And you're just going to start to bring the knees in towards the chest, right? You're going to feel a stretch in your glute, sometimes in your thigh, your hip. Okay, it's a great stretch for people who have sciatic issues. And, when I first started my yoga practice, what was that? 22 years ago, I like to do pigeon pose and I like to stay static, meaning I did not like to move. Okay, so you can stay static and just breathe and try to release through the breath. Sometimes people, you'll see them rock a little side to side, just rock their legs side to side. So you can try that. I've opened up to that a little bit more the past couple of years. So it's not one is better than the other. It's, what's good for your body today, what feels good right now. All right, you're going to release that, put that right foot down, knees bent, draw the left knee in. We're just going to do the same thing here. So breathe, a couple deep, slow breaths. Great. From here, coming to pigeon pose on the other side. So left ankle crosses over the right knee. There you go. I got it that time. And you're going to flex the left foot here. And then see if you can reach through, grab the back of that right thigh. And then you start to bring the knees in towards the chest. So inevitably, one side is tighter than the other side. You're going to have more range of motion on one side compared to the other side, right? Try not to have any judgment about that. Just know that we are bilateral, not symmetrical creatures. You can rock side to side. You can keep it nice and still, remembering that one is not better than the other. You get benefit either way. Wonderful. And release that. You are going to come up now onto your hands and knees, actually. So, anytime we transition, I usually recommend um, grabbing a sip of water. So, by all means, grab a sip of water for yourself. All right. So, first thing we're going to do on our hands and knees is child's pose. Okay, one thing that is really juicy and yummy when we do these more gentle restorative classes is doing child's pose with support of the pillow. So you're going to bring your knees pretty wide here and bring your pillow in right in between the knees. And then you're going to come down and rest your body on the pillow. Okay, now, of course, if there's been any recent like chest surgeries and you're not resting your torso on the pillow, then you can do traditional child's pose without the pillow, where your arms are out in front and your forehead comes to the mat, but your chest is not resting on anything specific. So that would be your modification. Otherwise, you're resting. You can come to your side of your head. Start to take some deep, slow breaths here. And you'll see I'm demonstrating and I'm resting the side of my head on my hands. Really, the reason I'm doing that is because I have earbuds in so that you can hear me communicate clearly. You don't have to do that. You can put your hands down onto the mat and then just rest your head on the pillow. This is a great opportunity for you to practice that back breathing that we were working on earlier, right? So, breathing into the back ribs, breathing into the back body here. When you're in forward folds, it's actually much easier to send your breath into the back of the body than it is when you're standing or sitting. The next inhale you take, you're just going to lift your head, and then as you exhale, you're going to turn onto the other cheek so that your neck gets an even stretch. And we'll be here for one more minute, 1 minute on each side of the face. But again, really focusing on breathing into those back ribs. If you have discomfort in the back, let your breath help you stretch that space. Right? If you're tight behind your shoulder blades, the upper back, breathe into the upper back. And when you breathe out, let that space relax. Same with the lower back, same with the middle of the back. About 20 more seconds. Wonderful. Slowly come back up, and you're going to move your pillow to the side and come into tabletop. So, tabletop is your knees underneath your hips. Spread your fingertips nice and wide, wrist underneath the shoulders. By all means, if this is uncomfortable on the wrist, you can come into your fists as a modification here. And we're just going to do a little bit of a thoracic opening. So you're going to take your right hand, place it behind your head with your elbow bent and out to the side. As you inhale, you're just going to lift that elbow up. It usually doesn't go very far. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring your right elbow towards your left arm or towards your left hand. And then you're going to inhale and you're going to come back up and do it again, right? Your breath, your pace. We did this the other week. Inhaling, just lifting that right elbow, and exhaling, bringing it across to the left side. Let's do one more on this side. After that, one more. Of course, we're just going to switch and go to the other side. So left hand comes behind the head. Elbow is bent, it's out to the side. As you inhale, lift that left elbow up any amount. As you exhale, bring the left elbow towards the right arm or the right hand. And then you inhale and you lift it back up. This is excellent for mobility in the thoracic spine, the upper back, which is a place where a lot of people are tight. I feel like a lot of people are just tight in the back, period. You're either tight in the upper back or the lower back. I'm tight in the middle back. And last one here. And then you'll come back into tabletop. Once you're in tabletop, we'll flow through a few cat-cows. Right? So as you exhale, you're rounding the back, tailbone drops. Think of moving one vertebra at a time, round the back, let the head drop. As you inhale, reverse that motion. You lift the tailbone. Think of like a wave, one vertebra at a time. You're arching the back, and then the head looks forward. Your breath, your pace here. Always go at your own pace. It doesn't matter what your neighbor on the screen is doing. It doesn't matter the pace that I'm going. It matters how you're breathing. Now you're going to come back to tabletop and we're going to do, I would call them barrel rolls in tabletop, I guess. But essentially, you're going to try to move your spine in every direction. So start by just moving the spine out to the right. Okay, so another way to say that is move your left shoulder and your left hip towards each other. Now do that on the other side. Move the spine, bend it to the left, move the right hip and the right shoulder towards each other. And we already did cat-cow. Okay, so those are the other two motions. Now see if you can make a circle. So you come into a rounded back and then you move the spine to the right, and you come into an arched back. You move the spine to the left. Make it slow, super duper slow. If you're not used to moving this way, because most of us don't do this, it might feel different. It's okay. It's good to move. And then reverse that. And you're just going to bring it around the other direction. And when I say slow, I mean like super, super slow, because you're trying to really make sure you get that full circle. You're not skipping parts. Your circle's not flat in certain areas. Carving out this perfect circle. Good. All righty. Come back to center. Big toes touch. Knees come a little wider. Come into traditional child's pose without the pillow. Let the head rest on the floor, on the mat. And then walk your hands over to the right. So left side body stretch, left shoulder stretch. You can place your left hand on top of the right hand. You can put it over the right hand if you like. Or if it's too much stretch, bring your left hand and bring it back more towards the middle of the mat, maybe with the elbow bent to the side. That takes the stretch away. Breathe into the left ribs. Think of that horizontal breath. Beautiful. Bring it back to the center. Walk it on over to the left. So now you're getting a stretch in the right side of the body. Right hand might come on top of the left. It might cross over the left. If it's too much stretch, remember you bend your elbow and bring your right hand back towards the middle of the mat. Great. From here, come back to center. You can get up to stand two different ways. If down dog is in your practice, and it's okay to put that pressure on the arms, then come to downward facing dog and then make your way to a forward fold into stand, which I will demonstrate. If you are not doing that, just make your way up to stand up at the top of your mat. Okay, so if you're coming into down dog, you look towards your hands, start to walk your feet forward, coming into that forward fold. And then you'll slowly roll yourself all the way up to stand. And we'll meet together here. Lovely. All right, so roll the shoulders out a little bit. All right, so we're about to do some sun salutations. We know that um, that gets our blood pumping a bit. And so go ahead and take a sip of water, if you will. We won't be standing very long because I'd like to really get into some good restorative poses here in a moment. So when you do truly restorative poses, you hold them for minutes at a time. All right. So come to the top of the mat. Let the shoulders roll back. Make sure one foot is not further in front of the other foot. As you inhale, reach the arms. Grab your right wrist, reach over to the left. Think of what you were doing in those barrel rolls. Good. Come back up. Grab the left wrist, reach to the right, moving that spine out to the left. Awesome. Come all the way back up to center as you exhale. Come into a forward fold. Let your head drop. As you inhale, take your hands to your shins. Look forward with a flat back. As you exhale, round the back. Let the head drop again. And then inhale, reach the arms out to the side and come up with a nice flat spine. All the way up to rise. And then exhale back to the heart. Good. We're going to do two more like that, a little faster. Inhale, reach. Grab the right wrist, reach over to the left. Switch sides, grab the left wrist, reach over to the right. Let the left hip really poke out. Good. Bring it back up to center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise and shine. Bring it all the way back up. Exhale, take it to the heart. Beautiful. Last one like this. Inhale and reach. Grab that right wrist, reach to the left, let the right hip stick out. Switch sides, come back up. Grab the left wrist, reach to the right. Good, bring it back to center. Exhale, forward fold, let the head drop, back rounds. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise and shine, bring it all the way back up. Exhale, take it to the heart. Good, come sideways on your mat. Bring your feet wide. Okay, we're coming into warrior two. You're going to turn your right toes towards the short edge of the mat. Lift your arms. And then you're going to bend the right knee. Take a few slow breaths. Press down equally through both feet. The belly pull in and up. Awesome. Release the arm, straighten the right leg, turn both of your toes towards the long edge of the mat. Come into a wide leg forward fold with both of your hands on the floor. Good. Lift your left arm towards the ceiling, twist. If you don't want to lift it up, you can put your hand on your hip as a modification. Good. Come back to center. Do the same thing on the other side. Right arm lifts, or right hand comes to the hip as you twist. Good. Bring it back to center. Remember, when you come out of this pose, it's so important. You have a little bend in your knees. You pull your belly in. You want to lift up with a neutral spine. Okay, so you put your hands on your hips, lift up slowly. You should feel your hamstrings lifting you, not the back. That's the back of the legs, not the back itself. All right, warrior two, other side. So left toes come out towards the front of the mat. You're going to bend your left knee, reach your arms, look over that left middle finger. Press down a lot through the feet. Breathe. Beautiful. Let the arms come down. Straighten that left leg. Turn your toes so that they are pointing forward. And then actually turn them out just a little bit. Okay, so we're going towards goddess here. So they're out 15 degrees, I would say. Reach the arms, bend the elbows. Good. Just keep your arms how they are. Go ahead and bend your knees down. Make sure that you're pulling your knees towards your pinky toes. Good. Straighten the legs. Squeeze the legs at the top. We're going to do it 2 more times. Bend the knees. You are a goddess. Good. Straighten the legs. Last one. Bend the knees. Straighten the legs. Release the arms down. Awesome. And bring those feet back together. Grab a water and come back down onto your mat with your pillow. Make sure you have that pillow or pillows if you're using more than one. Take a sip of water. Right. So we are going to do a supported chest opener here. Okay, so your pillow is going to be behind you, and you want to have 1 hand distance between where your pillow is and where your buttocks are. Okay. Otherwise, that pillow is jammed into the low back and that is uncomfortable. So you want to have a little bit of space between your body and where the pillow is itself. Reach your legs out in front of you, and you're going to lift yourself up just a little bit to tuck your tailbone towards the heels. So you lengthen the low back, and then you bring yourself back onto your pillow. And you can do a big sigh if you like, because it just naturally seems to come. All right, few options for your arms. Okay, if you're looking for a little less stretch in the chest, your arms are down by your sides, right? Maybe your elbows are bent and they're resting on the floor, your palms are up, but the hands are closer to the legs. The more you start to bring your arms out, like if you think of that T stretch we did earlier, right? That was a little bit of a preparation for this. That's going to give you more stretch. Of course, palms up. You can play around with bringing your arms, maybe bending the elbows a little, starting to bring your arms up a little higher. That's going to give you more stretch. Sometimes it can feel a little awkward. Okay, so I want you to go to a place where you feel a decent stretch, but it's not intense. And your eyes are going to close, and you are going to breathe deeply, very deeply. You can sigh if you want to sigh and feel perhaps where your body is gripping, where you're tight. The idea in these poses where you are fully supported is that you have the opportunity to release, okay, to let go. If you know there are certain parts, places in the body that you tend to hold tension, and when you're supported like this, yet in a passive stretch, those are the perfect opportunities to deepen the breath and with the exhalation, focus on the spaces that need release. Breathe into those spaces, let it expand. And when you breathe out, let that space relax. Even if it's not in the torso, if the breath doesn't physically go there, energetically it will. Energy follows energy. So if you put the attention of the energy moving to a certain place, it will go. And slowly push yourself back up to sit. And you're going to take your pillow, just move it to the side next to your hips. And we're going to come into a supported bridge pose, which is an inversion, which is lovely, very, very restorative. So when you're lying on your back and your knees are bent, feet are about hip distance apart, you're going to lift your buttocks up, essentially coming into a bridge position, but you're going to slide this pillow underneath, okay? When the buttocks come back down, you want to make sure that you do just what you did a moment ago and lift the hips again a little bit, tuck the tailbone up towards the ceiling so you're providing length in your low back, and then reposition. Okay, so you don't want the low back arched, but instead you want the opposite happening, where the low back is lengthened. And then same thing with the arms here, right? They can be by your side. You can even put them on your belly if you like that feedback. You can reach them out to the side like a T And now that you don't have the pillow, you can also do kind of those goddess arms that we were doing a moment ago. You can do the goddess arms. You can even place your hands up over your head, maybe your fingertips touch for an even deeper stretch. Okay, so you play around for a little bit with where that feels best for you. We'll be here 2.5 minutes. But you go back right to that same breathing, even though we moved positions. Breathe deeply. You let yourself release physically. You let judgments release mentally. And you let anxieties and worries release emotionally. Feel that you are supported. Know that you are loved, that you are brave, that you are enough. And then finally, you're just going to move that pillow and put it underneath the calves. Think of from your knees to your ankles, that area being supported. Um, you can do this even with a chair or an ottoman or a couch. Anytime that we do Shavasana, I'm pretty sure that I've seen Heather do it before, believe, because I've seen her little toes up there. And so that's a really, really nice, relaxing inversion, which is known to be very, very restorative for the body and the mind. But if you don't have one of those close by, a pillow is always helpful. It gives you the same benefits. So you rest here. One of the lovely benefits of doing our classes from the comfort of your own home or on vacation or wherever you are is that you don't have to worry about someone else coming into the room and needing the space in a few minutes. So I always encourage, if you like to rest a little longer, to stay in the position you're in and to allow yourself to rest. However, if you do want to come back at this time, you'll start to wiggle the fingers and the toes, and once again, roll the wrists and ankles in circles. Stretch in any way that feels good. Some people like a full body stretch, where their arms reach over their head. Some people like the knees to hug in. Let's know what your body says. And if you are coming back and not continuing to rest, then roll on your side. Use your hands to push yourself up to sit, but let your head be the last thing to come up. So you just kind of roll yourself up. Good. So I appreciate you guys joining me today. You know, you fill my cup, not even just all the way up, so that it's overflowing. And I really appreciate that so much. I love you guys. Peaceful thoughts, peaceful words, peaceful intentions. I say to you, namaste. You are loved. Thank you so much.